So this is the continuation of the previous video. Let's solve few more examples, and I would suggest you that first of all you just pause the video and solve all the questions and then tell your answers with the working, and clear the doubts by looking at the video if you do not understand anything. Okay, so let's solve one by one all these questions. The concept behind each and every question is to take the derivative using the previous rule of differentiation, but the derivative of y, consider it, solve it by using the chain rule. So the first question, let's solve 2x to the power 5 plus 3y to the power 5 equals to 75. So one more time, let me write it down so that we can see, and you just tally all the steps which you have noted down. Now here we are applying the power rule. So 5 times 2 along with the constant multiple rule, 5 times 2 gives you the 10. X to the power, from the power subtract 1, you will get the 4. Then 5 times 3 gives you 15, y to the power 4, but write down the y prime in the end equals to 0 because the 75 is a constant. Now once we are done, keep the y prime on the left hand side and shift the remaining terms, means shift 10x to the power 4 on the other side, and when it goes on the other side the sign changes into negative. Divide both sides by 15y to the power 4. The reason is that we are solving for y prime. So negative 10 over 15 gives you negative 2 over 3, x to the power 4, y to the power 4. Another question, x to the power half plus y to the power half equals to 16. Take the derivative, so you will get half x. From the power, when you subtract 1, you will get negative half. Plus same thing, do it on the second part, that is half y to the power negative half, but don't forget to write down y prime equals to 0. Now keep the terms containing the y prime on the left hand side and shift the other part on the other side, and it will turn into negative half x to the power negative half. Divide both sides by y to the power negative half. So our half and half cancel. So our y prime is equals to negative x to the power negative half over y to the power negative half. But have you noticed that both the powers are negative? So why don't we shift their places? And we know when we shift the places, the negative power changes into positive power. Similarly, bring the y power negative half on the top. It will gives you y power half. So this is our final answer. Let's try the other question. 6x to the power 4, it will gives you 24x cubed, plus 4 times 8 gives you 32, y to the power 3 equals to 0, but don't forget to write the y prime when you solve when you apply the power rule with the while differentiating the y. Okay, so keep the 32y cube y prime on the left hand side, shift 24x cube on the other side, and you will get negative 24x cube. Divide both sides by 32. You will get 32y cube. We will get y cube, y prime equals to negative 3 over 4 x square y cube. And that's all. So next question. Here apply the power rule with the constant multiple rule. We will get 6x square plus on the second side we will get 6y square y prime. Don't forget to write the y prime 6y prime. Sorry, it is 6y prime. Let me erase this. And equals to 0 because 64 is a constant. Keep the y prime terms on the left hand side and shift 6x squared to the other side. It will gives you negative 6x squared. Divide both sides by 6y to solve for y prime. 6 and 6 are cancelled out and you will get negative x squared over y. So the next question is x to the power 4 over 5 plus y to the power 4 over 5 equals to 16. Again the same rule, 4 over 5, write it in the shoulder, then write the x from the power, subtract 1. So 4 over 5 minus 1, you will get negative 1 over 5 plus 4 over 5 y to the power negative 1 over 5, and don't forget to write y prime equals to 0. Keep the y prime terms on the same side and the other term, that is 4 over 5 x to the power negative 1 over 5, stay as it is. Okay, bring it on the other side so the sign changes. You will get negative 4 over 5 x to the power negative 1 over 5. Divide both sides by 4 over 5 y to the power negative 1 over 5 to solve for y prime. So you can see on this side everything cancel out, and on the other side 4 over 5 cancel out. We will get negative x to the power negative 1 over 5 divided by y to the power 1 over 5 with negative sign. Now shift their places, as we said that we need the positive powers. So we will get negative y to the power 1 over 5 and bring the x to the, in the denominator you will get x to the power 1 over 5. Using the same concept, let's solve the other question. That is x to the power 2 over 3 plus y to the power 2 over 3 equals to 5. So bring the 2 by 3 in the shoulder, write the x from the power minus 1, you will get negative 1 over 3. Then again same thing apply on the y to the power 2 by 3, but after solving don't forget to write the y prime. Now keep the y prime on the left hand side as it is. Shift the 2 over 3 x to the power minus 1 over 3 on the other side. You will change the sign, plus changes into minus. To solve for y prime, divide both sides by 2 by 3 y to the power negative 1 by 3. You can see here it's so clear that 1 by 3 and 1 by 3 cancel. So here you can see 2 by 3 cancel. You will get negative x to the power negative 1 over 3 divided by y to the power negative 1 over 3. We will shift the places so that we get the variables with the positive powers. So finally our answer is y to the power 1 over 3 and divide by x to the power 1 over 3. Now pause the video and solve these two questions and tally your answers after few minutes. But try to practice as fast as possible, because once you practice it, then you will be faster and you will have more time to check your time during the exams. So we will get 1 over 2 equals 0 here, and I forgot to write the y prime. So 3 by 2 y to the power half y prime equals to negative 5 over 7 x to the power negative 2 by 7. Divide both sides by 3 by 2 y to the power half, and this would be our final answer. Now here we have x to the power negative 2 by 7, which is a negative number. So first of all, simplify. Negative 5 by 7 divided by 3 by 2, you will get negative 10 over 21, and y to the power half keep on the same side, but bring the x to the power negative 2 by 7 in the denominator to make the power, to convert the power into positive sign. So this is your final answer. It is important to solve and to write the final answer in the simplified form and with the positive powers. Now let's solve the last question, this one. I hope you already solved it and you are here to just check your answer. So here 0, keep the y prime on the same side, you bring the 6x on the other side, divide both sides by the 8y, and we will get y prime equals to minus 3 by 4, 3x over 4y. So what we will do when the x and y are together, we know that when x cube and y to the power 5 are together, we will apply our product rule. That is fg prime plus gf prime. So f is your x cube and g is your y to the power 5. So if we take the f prime, we will get 3x square, and if we write g prime, we will get 5y to the power 4 and y prime. Now let's complete the question. So x cube y to the power 5. So f, that is x cube, g prime, that is 5y to the power 4 y prime. Please arrange the terms in the proper way. First the sign, then the numbers, then the x variables, then the y variables. Fg prime plus g, that is y to the power 4, and f prime, that means x to the power 3x square. So I will write 3x square y to the power 5 equals, plus derivative of 3x is 3, equals to derivative of 8y is 8y prime plus 0, because the derivative of 1 is 0. Now keep all the y primes on the left hand side, and if there is no y prime on the left hand side, so bring it from the right hand side. So you will have 5x cube y to the power 4y prime minus 8y prime equals to all the other terms on the right hand side. So 3 already there, and bring the other term, that is 3x square y to the power 5 on the other side. Take the y prime common, we will get 5x cube y to the power 4 minus 8 equals to the rest terms, write it down as it is. If taking the common is not worth it, then don't take the commons. Divide both sides by 5x cube y to the power 4 minus 8, but I am not showing you directly, I am writing in the denominator of the right hand side. Okay, so this is our final answer. Now, before we solve more things, understand that derivative of sin x, we know that it is cosine x. But if I ask you to take the derivative of sin y, so use the chain rule concept. That is, you will get cos y and then y prime. So I write here y prime over here. Similarly, the derivative of cos x is negative sin x. And derivative of cos y will be negative sin y, and then y prime. So I will write here negative y prime. Okay, so tangent x, derivative is secant square x, but tangent y, derivative is secant square y and y prime, and so on. Now let's try to understand how can we use this concept in solving a question. So let's suppose our question is sine xy, sine x plus cos y equals to sine y plus 8. Okay, let's try to solve this question. So derivative of sine x is cosine x. Derivative of cos y is negative sine y, and y prime equals to derivative of sine y is cos y, y prime, plus derivative of 8 is 0. Now bring all the y prime on the same side. You can get it better here. You have negative y prime. So I would suggest you to bring it on the other side. That means cos y, y prime plus y prime sine y. Okay. And on this side then left only cosine x. Now take the y prime common. Plus y prime and sine y. There is nothing here. Okay, so you will have cosine x, yani take the y prime common, you will get cosine y plus sine y equals to cosine x. And then divide both sides by the cos y plus sine y, cos x over cos y plus sine y. That's right. This is our final answer. So here x squared tangent y plus y to the power 10 secant x equals to 2x. Now let's see how can we solve such questions. So here you all know that the derivative of secant x is secant x tangent x, and the derivative of tangent y is secant square y, y prime. So here, first of all, the first term you will use the product rule. So your f is x square, your g is tangent y. Your f prime will be 2x and your g prime will be secant square y and y prime. So apply the rule fg prime plus gf prime for the first term. So we will write here f, that is x square, g prime, that is secant square y, y prime, plus g, that is tangent y, and f prime, that is 2x. So I am trying to write here 2x in this start. Okay, plus now the next thing. So here y to the power 10 will be your f and secant x will be your g. Again apply the fg rule, that is your f is y to the power 10, your f prime will be 10y to the power 9, your g is secant x and your g prime is secant x tangent x. So now here let's continue. F g prime, f means y to the power 10, g prime, that is secant x tangent x, plus gf prime, g is secant x and f prime is 10y to the power 9, equals to the derivative of 2x is 2. Now keep all the y primes on one side and all the y to the power 10. Here we have f prime. Look here, the derivative of y to the power 10 is 10y to the power 9 y prime. So here y prime, I forgot. So all the y primes on the same side, they will stay. That is x square secant square y, y prime, plus 10y to the power 9y prime secant x as it is. Now bring the remaining terms on the other side. So on the other side already there is a 2. Bring this on the other side, you will get negative 2x tangent y. Similarly, bring this term on the other side, you will get negative y to the power 10 secant x tangent x. Now take only the y prime as a common factor. You will be left with x square secant square y plus 10y to the power 9 secant x. And on the other side, as it is, write down. Now, no need to take any kind of common, because unnecessary, don't take the commons for no use. So that's all. Secant x tangent x, divide by all the terms that were written with the y prime. So this is your answer. Now, very many students, they try to cancel these things. So kindly don't cancel, because we cannot cancel it. The numerator terms are separating by some sign. So it means that from here till here they are 1. You cannot cancel the middle terms with the terms which are written in the denominator. This is the common mistake which normally the students do. And similarly, the denominator from the beginning to the end is one term. So that's it. So pause the video and come back and check your answers. We have studied almost all kind of methods. Here the question is x cube minus xy plus y square equals to 8. Take the derivative of x cube is 3x square. Here we will use the product rule, but since it is a minus sign, so please open the bracket. Derivative of xy by using the FG formula, it will be xy prime plus y x prime is 1 plus derivative of y square is 2y y prime equals to 0. Now open the bracket with the negative sign, so you will get 3x square minus xy prime minus y plus 2y y prime equals to 0. Now keep all the terms with the y prime on the same side, that means the left hand side, plus 2y y prime, and the other terms bring it on the other side. So we will get y minus y goes on the other side, it becomes y, and the 3x square on the other side, you will get negative 3x square. Now take the y prime common. We will get minus x plus 2y or 2y minus x, same thing, y minus 3x square. Divide both sides by minus x plus 2y, so that will be our final answer. Okay, so the next question is sine x plus 2 cos y. So let's try to solve on the same page. It is the derivative of sine x is cosine x. Derivative of cosine 2y is negative 2 cosine 2y. Cosine 2y changes into sine y. Cos changes into negative sine. So we will get negative 2 cosine, changes into negative sine. That's why I put the negative here, 2y. And then we have the y prime. But the derivative of 2y is 2y prime. So 2 times 2 gives you 4y prime equals to 0. Again, those who do not understand that cosine 2y, it is going to be with the chain rule. Cosine changes into negative sine. Write the angle one time as it is. Then take the derivative of an angle one time. So we will get negative sine 2y as it is, and derivative of 2y is 2y prime. So Since there was already the negative 2 was written, so that's why we just put it 2 times 2 give you 4. Now negative 4 sine 2y y prime, bring it on the other side. The reason is that this is already with the negative sign. So bringing it on the other side will change the sign. So it is equals to 4 sine 2y and y prime equals to cosine x. Find, solve for y prime. You will get cosine x divided by 4 sine 2y, and that would be your final answer. Let's solve this question also. Sin x equals to x plus cos y. Sin x changes into cosine x. Derivative of x is 1 and cos y will change into negative sin y, y prime. Now, there are two possibilities here. Sin y, y prime is with the negative sign. Bring it on the other side. So, it will become positive. So, it will gives you sin y, y prime. Keep the 1 as it is. And cosine x bring on the other side. So, you will get negative cosine x. Now, divide both sides by sin y. The reason is that we are solving for y prime. So we will get 1 minus cosine x over sine x. Sine y, sorry, cosine x over sine y. That's all. Now last question, that is 4 cosine x sine y equals to 1. Remember, the first term is, we will use the product rule because the two terms are multiplying with each other. So our f is 4 cosine x. Our f prime will be negative 4 sine x. Our g is sine y. So our g prime will be cosine y, y prime. So now use the formula fg prime plus gf prime. So f is 4 cosine x. G prime is cosine y and y prime plus g, that is sine y, and f prime is negative 4 sine x. So put here negative and 4 also in the start and write here sine x equals to, derivative of 1 is 0. Keep the y prime on the left hand side as it is and bring the other term on the other side. So negative 4 changes into positive 4 sine y, sine x when it goes on the other side. Divide both sides by 4 cosine x cosine y to find, solve for y prime. So on the other side we will get 4 sine x sine y divided by again 4 cosine x cosine y. Now we know 4 and 4 cancel. We know that sin x over cosine x equals to tangent x. Similarly, sin y over cosine y is equals to tangent y. So write in the simplest form, that is tangent x, tangent y is your final answer. Reason is sin x over cosine x is written and similarly sin y and cosine y is written. Hope the concept is clear now. Let's try to solve a little complicated question in order to understand and clear the concept. So it is sin u. Derivative of sin u is cosine u and then u prime, that means x plus y whole prime. So we were writing cosine x plus y as it is. Derivative of x is 1 and derivative of y is y prime. Now I would go to the other side. First of all, I want you to open the brackets. So 1 time cosine x plus y gives you the same, that is cosine x plus y. Remember, x plus y is an angle, plus y prime and cosine x plus y, right, as it is. Never multiply the angle with the variable itself. Now we have y square cosine x. It means we are using the FG formula, that is FG prime plus GF prime. Here our f is y square and our g is cosine x. So f prime is 2y prime and g prime is negative sine x. So write it down here. That is f is y square, g prime is negative sine x. Don't write the negative in the middle, always write in the start if you are multiplying the two terms. Fg prime plus gf prime, that means cosine x, and 2y prime. So I am writing here 2y, and let's see here y prime actually. So I will write here 2y prime and cosine x. All y primes on the left hand side. I will write here y prime cosine x plus y, then minus 2y prime, and then cosine x. Remember that the cosine x and here cosine x plus y cannot be added or subtracted because they have different angles. Equals to negative y square sine x is already on the right hand side. Bring the cosine x plus y also on other side. Okay, now y prime, take the y prime as a common factor. What is left here? Cosine x plus y minus 2y cosine x. Now divide the whole term on the right hand side with the common factor. So we will get y prime equals to negative y square sine x minus cosine x plus y divided by cosine x plus y minus 2y cosine x. I hope that you have understood this concept. Kindly practice as much as possible because you remember that practice makes a man perfect. So thank you for listening. See you in the next video.